Okay, we should be ready to go here. And I'll show my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Actually, maybe I want to just show the one application. Let me try to do that.
All right.
Okay, let me close some of this down. Okay, are you seeing my Gmail?
Yep.
Okay. So I think we can now go to iLearn and we should be good. So as I understand it, I mean, we could go over things that we studied, but if we're able to do the test together and nobody has questions, if we're confident with things, then I don't think we need to cover anything else, do we?
No, it's just the part two of that assignment of week 2 and week 3. Oh, no,
Right.
no, no. The lesson
Right.
2, lesson 3. There we go. On week 2.
So
Yeah.
I think if we just do this group
Yeah, it's the group
quiz,
meeting quiz, I believe.
yeah.
Yeah. Or do we attach their this video?
Yeah, I'll attach it. I can
Okay.
send it out to everybody. Okay. So I think that I don't know if you're able to, but I think it, that you can just fill this out at the same time or take notes either way.
Uh, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to. I have my iPad, so it's with
Okay.
Google Hangout. It doesn't let me open
Okay.
your section, so
Okay.
I'll just take notes. That's all. If I need to.
The questions 1 and 2 are about participation.
Yeah.
Right? And then number 3, researchers would like to determine if reviewing material consistently within an hour after class helps students perform better on exams than if students wait to review material the day before the exam. To answer the question, the researchers are trying to determine if an observational study or an experiment would be more appropriate. They're discussing who the population would be and how they will determine which sampling method will best represent the population. Which of the 5 steps of this statistical process are the researchers currently applying? And I believe they're designing the study.
Okay. Is that part of this? I guess I'm a little confused. Is this part of the section 2, or is just
Yeah, this is lesson 2, where it talks about the Daniel.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right. I see. Okay. All
and
right.
and so they remember they design the study, they collect the data, they describe the data, they make inferences, and then you take action.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
this is I think they're just trying to design the study because they're just trying to they're talking about the best way to do it.
Yes.
Okay. So then do you want to read the next question?
Sure.
I'll put it up on the board here.
A researcher has collected the results of a survey where the participants were asked how many hours of TV they watch each day. The researchers tallies the frequencies for each category and computes number of hours watched. She then creates a histogram to help illustrate the overall distribution. Which of the 5 steps of the statistical process did the researchers apply? Let me see. That will be. Let me take a look at this. Collect data or describe the data.
Right. And it says the researcher has collected. So they've already collected.
Okay. So then it will be the describe the data. So since it creates a histogram and helps illustrate the overall distribution.
Yeah, describe the data, I think is right. Okay. Next one. Mumbai, India is a quickly growing city of importance in its own country as well as the global economy. A marketing research firm has been asked by a prominent fast food restaurant to help determine if the citizens of Mumbai would support this fast food business. From a list of all registered taxpayers, 3,000 names are randomly selected. Each individual on the list is mailed a brief questionnaire. The researcher receives 1,049 responses. The population is... So the population would be the citizens of Mumbai.
Yes.
That's who they're trying to figure out if all of the citizens of Mumbai will like their food.
Okay. So this is, okay. Mumbai, India is a quickly growing city of importance in its own country as well as the global economy. A marketing research firm has been asked by a prominent fast food restaurant to help determine if the citizens of Mumbai would support this fast food business. From a list of all registered taxpayers, 3,000 names are randomly selected. Each individual on the list is mailed a brief questionnaire. The researchers receive 1,049 responses. The sample is... Well, the 1,049 people who responded.
Exactly.
That you reserve, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Next, it says studies have shown that retention of classroom material can drop as low as 58% within 15 minutes of the class, and then go down to 44 after the first hour after the class. This forgetting curve continued so that within 6 days, only 25% is remembered. How can a student conquer this forgetting curve? The researchers in the study claim that constant review is important. Suppose your teacher wanted to test this and invited you to participate in a study where you're asked to review specific material 15 minutes after class for 10 minutes, an hour after class for 10 minutes, and then again 2 days after the class for 10 minutes. Your teacher then gives you a short 10-question quiz where your score out of 10 is recorded. What type of data is your teacher collecting? That would be quantitative because it's numbers.
Numbers, yes.
I think this next question reads exactly the same except for the last 2 sentences.
You mean after? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah,
after
this is
day?
Question 8 reads, it's the exact same wording as 7, that big old long thing I read, except for right here where it says, you then record your responses yes or no to whether or not you're confident you can retain 50% of the material. What type of data is your teacher collecting?
Huh.
So it's the same question, only now instead of giving a number, they're asking for yes or no. So it changes it to categorical, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to save us a little bit of time of reading all the way through that since it was the same thing.
Obviously you knew, so okay.
And then here's 9.
Okay. Do you want me to read it?
Well, it's the same.
Oh, it's the same
thing,
one.
except at the very end it says your teachers also selects. So they have one group who studies for 15 minutes, one that studies for 10, and one that studies for 0. So the group that doesn't study at all, what is that group called?
Oh, is that those 3? Oh, The group that doesn't study at all.
Right. In other words, it's the normal group, the one that isn't testing anything for you. So that's the control group, right?
The control group, right? Because it's a treatment is the one they were treated. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Control group. Yep. An experimental design. Oh, then this one will be the last one, a male survey. I
don't think so, because that would just be observation of what they responded back.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes.
So this one here, you're actually doing an
Placebo.
experiment. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'll read this one. In a study determined the average wage of working people in Mumbai, which of the following would be the best sample? Every 10th worker that you meet as you travel the streets of Mumbai. It's not horrible. All the workers in one working district, that would exclude different working districts that might have different unemployment rates or wages. Many randomly selected workers in each of several working districts in Mumbai. That one sounds the best one to me.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, you want to become the next John Sachs and produce a vaccine that will help cure children a respiratory syncytial or syncytial virus. You test the vaccine and compare it to a placebo and randomly choose one group of children to take the vaccine and one group to take the placebo. What or who are the experimental units of subjects? The children. What or who are the experimental units of subjects?
Yeah, I agree. You want to become the next Jonas Salk and produce a vaccine that will help cure RSV. To test the vaccine and compare it to placebo.
Is that the same one that I just read?
It has a different.
Oh,
the last
okay.
sentence is different, right? So it's all the same, except what are the treatments? So the treatments are the vaccine and the placebo.
Yeah. Okay. In 1992, the U.S. government supported a study that was run for 15 years where 4,608 low-income families were given a chance to move to less impoverished areas. They distributed vouchers and provided various support systems. The researchers wanted to determine if getting people out of poor neighborhoods will reduce the poverty level of U.S. citizens. The low-income families were randomly assigned to one of the following groups.
Oops, I'm sorry.
It's okay. One, the MTO, low poverty voucher, LPV group, which receives Section 8 certificates or vouchers usable only in low poverty areas with less than 10% of the population below of the line in 1990, along with counseling and assistance in finding a private unit to lease. To the traditional voucher group, which receive regular Section 8 certificates of vouchers, geographically unrestricted, and ordinary briefings and assistance from the PHS, Local Public Housing Authority, and 3, the control group, which receive no certificates or vouchers, but remain eligible for public or project-based housing and other social programs to which families will otherwise have been entitled. I would say it's an observational study based on what they were saying.
I would think it would be an experiment because you have a control group, right, where there's nothing,
that's
and
right.
then,
It says
and
a
then you
control
have two
group.
other options.
Yes.
Okay, and this other one is to just match the following, which was what? Daniel can discern more truth. Is how that went, right? So step one.
Yes. Yes.
So step one is Daniel, and that would be design the study.
Design study number 3.
Right.
Yes.
And then this would be number 3. Then step 2 is can, that's collect the data.
Mm-hmm.
Then step 3 is to discern, that would be describe the data. Then 4 is more, so that's make inferences. And step 5 is truth, so that would be take action.
Yeah.
Should be 2, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 5, 4.
2, 3, 5, 4. Yes. All right. Okay.
So I think that was the last one here. If it's all right with you, can we? I agree that we should try to get everything done on Tuesday in the future.
Yes.
But where we had that mess up, or none of us knew how to start the meeting.
Yeah.
Maybe we can meet Thursday this week.
Yes, that will be fine. That will give me a little more time to finish up the rest of lesson 3.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, then I'm going to stop the broadcast.